Greetings, everyone. Thank you for being here today. My name is Fernando Maya, and I represent Guilford Technical Community College in Jamestown, North Carolina. Alongside my mentor, Dr. Forrest Kidd, we bring to you aerodynamic simulations of modified passenger vehicles. Specifically, we'll be focusing on my personal vehicle and a couple of different things that we can do to modify the aerodynamic design of my vehicle. So, aerodynamics play a huge part in fuel economy of a car and how well it can move through the air, kind of like a fish through the water. Now, the easier it's able to move, the less energy it's going to use to go that velocity or that speed. And in turn, you'll have better fuel economy. Another reason why I wanted to do this project, the main reason personally, was because on my vehicle, I noticed a lot of dirt and debris kind of trapped uh, on the top of my rear bumper and the back of my trunk lid. And this bothered me. It was kind of a nuisance because I like to keep my vehicle clean. And even after a fresh wash, just driving down a few miles, this will happen. It got me to think about how the air flows behind my car and what I can do to manipulate that flow in order to reduce the amount of dust that comes up to my bumper. And in turn, also see if I can reduce the drag, get better fuel economy. It's a win win for everybody. So I spoke to Dr. Kidd about how we can do this. We came across a couple of different options. Most of them were real world tests. However, we couldn't account for the weather, the conditions of the air that day, and how much dust and dirt there was through each set of the experiment. And we wanted to keep the integrity of this experiment. So we chose to go with a computer based program, ANSYS Discovery, and this program is a simulation software where we were able to set our own conditions and use each configuration of the vehicle tested through different velocities and see how each configuration affected the aerodynamic flow of this vehicle. So I was able to source a free 3D model of a vehicle similar to mine as possible. It actually is the same make and model, just slightly older in the previous generation. However, the body line and structure is virtually the same. So for this experiment, it worked out just fine. And I was very shocked to see the uh, different results that I've gotten. Let me show you now the different configurations and the different velocities that I tested in this experiment. First, we have the vehicle as it came from the factory with nothing but a spoiler for aerodynamic effects. As I move through the different velocities that I tested, you will notice that the airfoil changes slightly. The more speed there is, the more the vertex is pushed back a bit. Next, we have the vehicle with no spoiler and no rear bumper lip. Third, we have no spoiler and the inclusion of a bumper lip. And last, we have the spoiler and the bumper lip included. I noticed that the biggest differences appear at 50 miles an hour between these four configurations, and they appear in the vertex. We have different shapes, different hues of blue. So we can see from the key outlined from ANSYS Discovery that the warmer the color, the higher velocity the wind travels or the air travels, and the cooler the color, the lower the velocity of the air. So low velocity air behind the vehicle, as we mentioned before, creates drag, or that is drag. And we see here that the most efficient vehicle in that case was number 3, which is no spoiler and no bumper modification. We have less drag, and we also have a tighter airflow alongside the rear of the vehicle. So we can see here a little closer up that even though some of these configurations have a longer foil coming from the bottom of the vehicle, I believe number 3 is the best configuration for what I was trying to achieve. I imagine that the air flowing a little quicker behind the vehicle might push off all that dust and dirt, hopefully. And I'll also come out with less drag at the end. So I believe this is exactly what I'm going to do to achieve the goals that I want to achieve. And this concludes my project for today. Thank you guys for being here with me, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day.